What's the weirdest meal you were ever served at a friend's house, as either a child or an adult? 1. I was invited to the home of a distant cousin for dinner. He and his wife were always snobs. No matter what you did, they would try to one-up you. If you painted a room blue, she would walk in and say something like, "Oh, blue," in a condescending tone. Didn't matter what it was, they had to put down. So, I took a new girlfriend over with me for dinner. As we were called to dinner, I said, "Oh, smells good. What are we having?" The wife looks down her nose at me and says, "Poindexter's." We are of course having Poindexter's, as if there was nothing else in world as good. So my girlfriend had gone to the bathroom and hadn't heard this. She returned and sat at the table and said, "Oh, Poindexter's. Yummy. They used to feed us these at summer camp," which was basically saying that Poindexter's were cheap so a camp could feed 500 kids with them. My cousin's wife was appalled and said, "Oh, these are East Coast Poindexter's," as if the ones from the East were better. My girlfriend replied, "Oh, I know. We used to catch them in Newfoundland and sell them to the dog food factory." 2. I used to have a friend who thought I was overweight. She was super skinny and an exercise nut. Personally, she looked awful to me. Her skin was stretched tight on her bones, and she didn't look healthy. She was constantly sending me information about all the health problems caused by being overweight. At the time, yes, I could have stood to lose some weight, but I ate a healthy diet and was active and had no health issues. So she really started to bug me. So once she invited me to lunch. She made some lemon mint ice water, which was really good. So I was thinking, cool, she made a nice lunch. So she is bustling around in the kitchen and comes out finally with this dessert-sized plate with 3 little pizza roll thingies. I can't remember what they are called, but they are about 2 inches long and an inch wide. Also, full of fat and salt. And a small salad with some lettuce, a tomato slice and a sprinkling of shredded carrots with some kind of creamy dressing. I ate it, of course, because I am not a rude person, but the pizza thingies were so salty as was the dressing. All the while she was lecturing me on how this was portion control. I just smiled and nodded while I ate my small, but not at all healthy meal. That was the last time I ever saw her. She continued to send me lecturing emails and articles on ways to lose weight. No wonder she looked like crap. She was eating crap food. Just so little of it that she was losing weight. I finally ended up just blocking her entirely. I would be willing to bet good money that even with my extra 10 or 15 pounds, but with my low salt, low fat, tons of veggies and healthy food diet I am far healthier than she is. 3. When I was about 8, I was invited to a friend's for dinner. I was told they were having meatloaf, vegetables and mashed potatoes, so I had the meatloaf and veggies. But then I was given a cooked whole potato, and some milk, and some butter. I watched my friend. She mashed her potato, then added some milk, and butter, and mixed it in. I did the same. But that is not what I thought mashed potatoes were. 4. I come from a very small, extremely Caucasian town. If you saw someone who looked black or Asian or Polynesian, they were undoubtedly a student at our small college. The town did have one African American family, and one refugee family from Laos. The Laotian girl was in my high school class. I was always friendly to her, so she invited me to her birthday party. She invited several other classmates, but only myself and one other showed up. She was excited to see us and the whole family was hospitable, although only the girl spoke English. The party had cake, but it also had wonderful strange food I had never seen or smelled before. Strange stir-fried vegetables and tangy spices and delicious mysterious noodles. But the sticky rice, they served us big globs of sticky rice to be eaten with the hands. I was fascinated and still am to this day because I have never seen sticky rice since and still don't know if it is just a Laotian thing. 5. This wasn't exactly weird, but it was unexpected and extremely disappointing. As a child, I made friends with a little American girl who lived along the road. When we'd been playing together for a couple of weeks, her mother phoned mine and asked if I'd like to join Millie for lunch one day. I was thrilled and excited, picturing something like my own usual lunch, fried fish and rice, or pork chops and mash, or barbecued chicken wings, but maybe something really exotic because she was American. Imagine my disappointment when it turned out to be a plate of jam sandwiches and a glass of Ribena, and not even a whole sandwich, but 2 slices placed together and cut into quarters. So we each had 2 quarters. Lunch? They called that lunch? I was never so deceived in my life.